Deep in the Pacific Ocean lies an American territory so isolated and pristine that even US citizens can't visit it. Welcome to Palmyra Atoll, a place where million seabirds outnumber humans 1,000 to 1, and the only way you're getting in is if you're a scientist or an extremely generous donor. Palmyra is what's left of an ancient volcano that sank beneath the waves millions of years ago. As it descended, coral kept reaching for sunlight, creating a perfect ring of reef, sand, and forest around shallow lagoons. The entire atoll barely spans 4 square miles across 50 tiny islets, none rising more than 6 feet above sea level. It sits almost exactly halfway between Hawaii and American Samoa, trapped in a meteorological sweet spot where northern and southern trade winds collide. The result? An absolutely drenched paradise that gets 175 inches of rain every year. No dry season, just endless tropical downpours. This constant deluge creates something surreal. Dense rainforest, dominated by towering Pisonia trees and coconut palms, covers the islands, while the boundary between land and sea blurs into a humid, supercharged ecosystem. What makes Palmyra truly special is how everything connects. Millions of seabirds, including rare red-footed boobies and sooty terns, nest in the trees and fertilize the forest floor. When rain comes, those nutrients wash into the lagoons, feeding some of the healthiest coral reefs left on Earth. The lagoons teem with sharks, manta rays, and giant clams. Here, the normal food chain is inverted. Predators dominate in numbers that signal a perfectly balanced ecosystem, untouched by the coral bleaching and overfishing that's devastated reefs worldwide. But this paradise has a wild history. For centuries, Palmyra was barely a rumor on nautical charts, known more through legends of cursed treasure and mysterious disappearances than actual visits. It didn't even get its name until 1802, when a ship called the Palmyra wrecked on its reefs. In 1862, 2 Hawaiian citizens claimed it for King Kamehameha IV, tying this remote speck to Hawaii's fate. When the US annexed Hawaii in 1898, Palmyra came along in the fine print. For decades, it remained privately owned. In 1922, a Honolulu family bought the entire atoll for just $15,000, envisioning it as a copra plantation and tropical retreat. For 20 years, it was exactly that, their own private paradise. Then Pearl Harbor happened. The US Navy seized Palmyra overnight. What followed was a brutal transformation that would scar the atoll for decades. Naval construction battalions descended and turned this pristine wilderness into a fortress. They dredged deep channels through delicate coral, blasted and paved a long runway, and connected islets with causeways made from crushed reef. Suddenly, 6,000 servicemen were stationed on islands that had hosted only birds and crabs. Palmyra became a vital refueling hub for Pacific operations, a stationary aircraft carrier in the middle of nowhere. A Japanese submarine even shelled the island, though it was never the site of major combat. When the war ended, the military abandoned Palmyra, leaving behind a scarred landscape dotted with decaying infrastructure. The family that had leased their island for $1 a year wanted it back. The government refused, arguing it was federal land. The ensuing legal battle reached the Supreme Court, which sided with the family in a landmark 1947 decision. They held onto it for another half-century, rejecting proposals to turn it into everything from a nuclear waste dump to a casino resort. Then in 2000, the Nature Conservancy purchased Palmyra with a single goal: protect it forever. In partnership with the US Fish and Wildlife Service, they've transformed this former military outpost into one of the most restricted places on Earth. The isolation that once came from geography is now enforced by deliberate policy. Palmyra is a fortress for conservation, sealed off to protect its priceless ecosystem. Access is strictly controlled because this pristine environment serves as our planet's baseline, a glimpse of what coral reefs looked like before human impact. Any uncontrolled visitors risk introducing invasive species, from insects in luggage to algae on boat hulls. In such a finely balanced world, one mistake could be catastrophic. So who gets to go? At any time, there are between 4 and 20 people on Palmyra, world-class scientists, researchers, and a tiny support staff. They live in weathered Navy structures from 75 years ago, spending their days studying cloud forest interactions, diving in shark-filled lagoons, and enduring the overwhelming cacophony of 1 million nesting seabirds. It's a strange juxtaposition. Decaying World War II bunkers and overgrown runways standing beside a thriving ecosystem that's reclaimed the island. Researchers have worked tirelessly to eradicate invasive rats, and the results have been stunning. Native trees are regenerating, seabird populations have exploded, and the health of coral reefs has surged through the natural nutrient cycle. The research here provides invaluable data for global conservation, showing scientists how healthy ecosystems respond to threats like rising temperatures and ocean acidification. Palmyra is Earth's control group, proof that recovery is possible and a roadmap for getting there. The only other visitors are major donors to the Nature Conservancy, though the donation amount required is large enough that the Fish and Wildlife Service specifically calls it out on their website. For the rest of us, Palmyra remains what it's always been, a remote, pristine mystery in the middle of the Pacific, now more inaccessible than ever, and all the better for it.